Already, it's your boy Jay Cruz. Got my man Effing Around Podcast.
We are back. And we're better. I mean, you look good, man. I like your wardrobe right now.
You like that Dallas Mavs? Showing love to that Dallas Mavs?
Yeah, man. I mean, you should represent. I mean, you don't have anything else to do.
I like winners. You know, and I feel like the Mavs got
winners, man.
Yeah. That's why, that's why when it comes to football, I'm still repping that. You know, I'm Dallas made. You know, New York born, Pittsburgh raised, Dallas made, Triple D made. You know, I got a rep for the city that helped me become who I am now.
That's what's up.
But when it comes to the NFL, I got to rep that right there because I just feel like I like winners, and I'm not saying the Cowboys didn't win back in the day. But
we're not going to do this again.
We're not? Okay, let's keep it moving.
We're not.
We do want to talk sports,
Dallas
though.
Mavericks, who are winners. Pittsburgh.
We don't have the Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Doesn't have a basketball team.
We'll skip past that. Okay, let's go.
They don't have a basketball team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe one day.
Right. Okay.
I did hear the NBA was trying to get some new teams in some new cities, right? Or something.
Like backyard.
The Pittsburgh Dominators.
Or something. I don't know.
Nah. We're not pretty. We blue collar. Get down to work. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steel.
Metal.
The Pittsburgh
Metal.
Steel. Like, you know, like
brass.
Yeah,
Bronze.
Steel. Yeah. Respect.
Pennies.
Respect the name. That doesn't exist. Listen, let's talk. I know you want to talk sports. Let's talk about Deion. Colorado did.
I do.
Talk to me.
Hey, I'm so proud. I'm a big fan. I am now a Colorado buff. I'm a Buffalo.
Can you say that? How did you say that? What?
Buff. Buffalo.
No. The word Colorado. Can you say the word Colorado again? There you go.
Colorado.
I don't know what you said the first time. You were like
Colorado. I've been drinking tonight, so that's my thing tonight. Cheers. Yeah.
Effing Around Podcast. We took a little hiatus. We take these long ass hiatuses and then we come back.
Man, hey, look, we're here.
All right, though. Yeah, we're here.
What I mean? We're coming.
All right, come on. So talk to me. You know, I like sports. I'm not a. Oh, I see what you said. I see what you did there.
We're coming. We're coming.
I see what you did. You know, I'm not the biggest sports guy, but I do have an opinion on certain things. So fill me in. How big is this? How important is this? What does this say about Deion? Talk to me, because I got some stuff to say. But again, I'm not a professional, but I know how to hate, so I'm getting ready to.
Hey man, one thing we know about you is that you will take every opportunity to hate. We know that.
Tastefully. I hate tastefully. I just bring up the opposites. I'm a Libra at heart, so I always bring up the other side of the coin.
Right,
you know?
And then you're 5, like 3, 2.
Those are lies. That's a lie.
I'm just saying, like, usually when like the short man, like hey. But anyway, Deion I'm proud of him, man. Like, coming from I've watched this guy come from Little League. So I'm actually personally invested because my son played with Deion Jr. Not my son.
He had those camps here in Dallas, right?
My nephew played with Deion Jr. on the Chargers.
Right. Oh, okay.
He was pretty good too. So I kind of got to,
Which one of his sons is this? Is this the shorter one? That's like my height?
Well,
was this the taller?
Deion Jr. is like probably, of course he's the junior. So they played for the Oak Cliff Chargers, maybe.
Okay.
And my nephew played with him and his son. He was pretty good, but I don't think he just pursued it, the right way.
Right. I got you.
But he was pretty good, and I got the chance to watch him kind of grow into what he is today. And also Deion with Trinity, with the Little League teams he goes through, and to see him where he is today, I see the journey. I'm proud of him, man. Like, even though I don't know him personally, I'm like personally invested in what they're doing.
True story. He came on the show with me and Vita Loca one time. And I said something in the introduction. I said, we got Deion, arguably the best corner in NFL. And he said, arguably. He said, I ain't finna sit up here argue with you about no. And I was like, whoa, I was just kidding. But I'm just saying though, isn't that Is it? I mean, that's a
No,
real statement. What do you mean?
no,
So he's the best corner that's
no.
ever been in the NFL. Nobody
The
else can argue
best
that
corner in the NFL.
in
Period.
the history of NFL.
Let's
Period.
be for real. Let's be for real. Let's be for
Okay.
real.
Again, I'm not a sports professional to even actually like put my foot down and be like, no,
Bro,
this
he's
is
the
why or
best
that.
corner ever.
So every sports person would say that.
Every sports person would say that. I think you would get every sports person to agree that he is the best corner ever.
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 Does he have the best stats?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna Google all this
research. Yes, please.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna prove you wrong on all this shit that's
bro.
all this
And
shit
then
that's
not
spewing out of your
only
mouth.
he's the only guy in history to record a home run in the major leagues
I remember hearing that. Right, I remember hearing that.
And a Super Bowl in the NFL only.
I remember watching him the one game. I can't remember what team it was, but he called it. He said, "I'm gonna run one back, or I'm gonna get an interception to run it back," and he did exactly. I remember watching that on TV. He's like that.
He's like that.
I still think me saying arguably the best corner. The best corner in the NFL history. I just think I can't. That's what I'm saying. I can't.
Name me another. That's what I thought.
I can't even.
No one can. Richard Sherman would be a close second.
It's close second.
Richard Sherman.
I do feel. I also played corner in high school. I do feel that corner might be the hardest position in the NFL. Having to run backwards when these super athletic wide receivers are running towards you and having to adjust. I think it might be the hardest thing to do in football is to be a corner. I do believe that though.
That's why he is arguably the best. No,
you just said arguably. You just said arguably.
You have me kind of like, using the words.
Cheers. Now you agree with me. Cheers. Look at that.
But no, he's one of the ones that shut down a whole part of the field.
I got you. All right. Well, let's get back to Colorado. So this is a big deal what he did, right? Because that's cool.
Well, that segues into Travis Hunter, which is the both sides playing DB wide receiver that he brought with him from Jackson State. First, he's a 5-star recruit that came from Florida to Jackson State. Then he brought him from Jackson State to Colorado. So he did what he was supposed to do Saturday. Bro, he played both sides of the ball. He didn't get a touchdown, but he definitely set them up for touchdowns. He definitely caught an interception in a critical time in the game. Travis Hunter is him.
And the quarterback had threw for 500 yards, which was a big deal. Did he also come over from Jackson State?
510 yards.
Did he come over from Jackson too?
Yes.
I'm sorry. He came over too.
He brought like probably, I'm going to say.
So he took 2 HBCU superstars and took them out of the HBCU and put them in the what do we call it?
In the Division One.
The white league.
Big league would be NFL, but Division One, like
Division One college football,
coming from SWAC to Division One and doing the things that Shador did. No one's done that, bro. Like no one's done that. Like Shador is the truth.
I think he should have stayed in the HBCU and helped HBCUs reach a new level.
Well, we can't look at one man to do.
It's got to start somewhere.
We can't.
If everybody thinks like that, this was the argument we had on air with the morning show, right? Because when he was first going and he was leaving HBCU to go to Colorado, and a couple people on the show was like, nah, go get your money. You can't stop him from his career and all that. And I'm like, wait, is this about getting HBCUs to a new level, or is it about one man's path? Because if it's about one man's path, then he doesn't really actually does he care about HBCUs? And then he wouldn't have left, right? He would have stayed.
So as a black man. That went to HBCU, a HBCU, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, UAPB. Shout out to all my UAPB alumni, and I went to University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
You say it was what? OPP?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just playing. I'm being playing. I know how when you like mess up.
So I went to UAPB, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the Golden Lions.
Oh, the
Um,
Golden Lions. Okay.
Golden Lions. You know what I'm
All
saying? I
right.
will be there for homecoming this year.
Hey, you look
But
more like a
anyway,
bear. You got like the shape of a grizzly, more
so
like a that.
anyway, as coming from an HBCU myself, um, I think it speaks more to our community as a black man. Uh, it speaks more to our community. Are we so invested in celebrity that we look for one person with his celebrity to do it all by himself? When he went to Jackson State, he put his own money into building them a facility. He took all the criticism and he turned that program around. He got them two national championships as far as SWAC is concerned in his 3 years of being there. So I think if we're supporting each other, then why does it take Deion Sanders for us to do that?
Because nobody wants to go play for these schools, the HBCUs, because there's no
the foundation for us to. He laid the blueprint for us to follow. He laid the foundation. It shouldn't take Deion Sanders in order for us to support these kids who work hard. To just like Shador said yesterday, it's no different. They work just as hard as those guys in Division One. So we should be supporting ourselves instead of it taking a celebrity in order for us to do that. That's my opinion on the deal. Like, I don't think.
I'll say this. I'll say with that mentality, HBCUs will always be at a certain level. Because it does take a big name. It does take a big name to attract people.
No,
it does take a big name. People wanted to go to Jackson State because Deion was doing what he was doing.
But it shouldn't take that. That's
What's
the
it gonna
mindset.
How else you gonna get it though?
No. That's the mindset of us though. Why does it take? Look, it doesn't take a big name to go to a Division One team for people to support them. They support them regardless. Whether
You're
the
talking
big
about
name
colleges
is there
that
or
got big bucks in like stadium shoots. They're like megas. They're like superstars. Those schools are like superstars.
Hello. We are the third richest nation spending wise on bullshit. We spend on Gucci, Prada, Mercedes-Benz.
I get it.
Let's name it. We spend on bullshit. So why not? It shouldn't take Deion Sanders to sell out a stadium. It shouldn't take that. It should take, hey, look, these kids are working hard to try to get to the NFL. We should sell out every game.
What did they say?
Deion Sanders.
Wasn't it an issue this year? Like no HBCU kids were drafted like the first or second round or something like that. I can't. Again, don't quote me on that. I think Deion had said something. That came out and said something about in the draft, right? No HBCU.
So
kids
who is that? Who is that on?
I think they're just overlooked. They're not looked at. Nobody takes them seriously because there's
a
nobody.
Victim mentality. I don't do the victim.
You don't
mentality.
buy that.
Nope.
All right.
We make it what it is. This is like BET, Black Entertainment Television. If we don't make it, we can make it just as big as the Oscars. We make it what it is. It's our talent it's our talent what they're building off of. So if you got all these kids, just like Shador Sanders, I'm gonna go back to that again. Shador said it. Dylan Edwards said it. It's no different. It's the same talent level. It's just not that much publicity because we don't put the emphasis on it. If we support it, then they will. If you build it, they will come. Period.
And
period.
To counter that, they're not going to come until some big names stay and remain at these schools and attract great players to play at them because you're causing a ruckus. Like people, Deion was there.
That's an excuse.
As a black man that you are, you should be ashamed of yourself. And you went to an HBCU. Why didn't you go to a Nebraska or Alabama? Why didn't you go to a Florida State then? Why did you go to HBCU?
It's not my flavor. Let me tell you something. When
But it's okay for
UA,
Dion to go coach at one of those
hold on.
schools.
No, so I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from no
I know you've
bullshit
been there.
hearsay. I'm speaking from experience. Me and my wife went to the UAPB TCU game last year. My school played TCU just like Colorado did yesterday. TCU. When that band stepped on the culture, our culture is so rich.
I feel that. I agree.
Okay,
It's different, right?
So
I get that.
It's infectious. It's contagious.
Yes,
so
you feel at home. You feel at home. I get that.
Right. So, but no. I'm saying the TCU crowd embraced that culture so much. You could see the TCU band, while the UAPB band, which is not very, very, very like up to my caliber, my standard of band, they did a mediocre job, and I love UAPB.
Right.
Professor Graham,
you're gonna get chewed up for that.
That's my guy. Like, yeah. I'm gonna get fucked up for this.
But
that's my guy. That's my guy. Like, I love UAPB. I love Pine Bluff. But as far as bands, they're not at the, they're not the Southerns.
Top tier. I get it.
They're not the Southerns. They're not the Jackson States. They're not the TSUs. They're not that. But for them to go into a Power 5 school, a Division I school, and perform, and those people embraced everything that they put on that field. The culture, they embraced it, bro.
All right.
Like, so it's up to us to sell our culture. That didn't have nothing to do with Deion Sanders. I saw that with my own eyes, is that it had nothing to do with the celebrity.
Okay, but you cannot deny that when Deion was at Jackson State, it brought more people to buy tickets. He sold out, right?
He put ass in seats, just like he did yesterday.
Put asses in the seats, just like he did yesterday. Now, let me ask you a question. Last year, TCU lost to who? Alabama in the championship game?
No, Georgia.
Georgia, they got blown out, right?
Right.
Do you think this Colorado team has any chance of beating a team of that caliber? Because a lot of people said TCU shouldn't have been in that game versus a Georgia.
How they shouldn't have been. They worked for it.
Because what was the score?
But they worked for it. But whether they should have been how do you get there? It wasn't a.
But that's how. But that's
that
what
wasn't a
college
charity
football. College football. But a lot of people, I heard from what I hear from other professionals who talked about the sport. Because again, I'm more of a question. Regardless if they were undefeated or they had a great season, they lost one game, right? TCU, they still aren't up to par. They're not in that same.
It wasn't a charity event. You only get there by the record. You don't get there by. They didn't lottery pick them. They got there by their hard work. They didn't lottery pick them. That wasn't a charity. They didn't pick them just, we're going to let TCU play Georgia. No.
I watched a little bit of the game. They were twice their size. They couldn't do anything with Georgia They couldn't do anything with Georgia. Because I remember talking about this on air. And people argued that they should have never been in the same arena with Georgia. And here's back to my question. Anyway, I proved you wrong on that. And you're the sports guy.
No, you
Listen,
didn't.
I did, because it's 65-7. Look at it. Look. Okay, here. Let me show you. Look.
I don't want to look.
Look. Just look. Look, you big baby.
I don't want to look.
They got blown out. People were saying that should have never happened. Look at that. Well, here's my point. Okay. Do you think Colorado could play a Georgia and actually not get blown out like that?
I think they win 6 to 7 games this year. They play Nebraska next week.
That's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one. And then their schedule gets tougher from then.
Tougher.
But I think that with the work ethic of and the recruiting power that Deion Sanders had this offseason, I think he does it, man. I think Deion goes to do great things with Colorado.
Okay.
Hey, the bar is low. Well, they said it high since they beat TCU.
Yeah, a little bit. But again, but not that high, because TCU got blown out by
20 and a half point. They were a 20 and a half point underdog.
No, absolutely. Listen, I know what he accomplished was an amazing task, okay? And the two-player, the quarterback played great. The other player, both of his sons played really well. I think that was what I was reading that.
No. It was, Shador had 10 tackles. Travis Hunter had played damn near 120 fucking snaps, both sides of the ball,
Right, right,
which is unheard of.
right, right. But again, I'm here to send my heartfelt condolences to HBCUs because nobody wants to be at an HBCU. No, and nobody wants to be at the program. Nobody of
Bullshit.
caliber or a big name wants to coach
I call
or be part
bullshit.
of it. Or great players don't want to play for HBCUs. That's why instead of playing for historically black colleges, they go to those
No,
other colleges.
no, no.
I just had to hate a little bit. Okay, well, let's wrap this topic up.
Yeah,
This was really
no,
good.
no,
Thanks.
no. I don't want to wrap this topic up.
Let's wrap it
No,
up. Come on.
no, 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 no.
All right.
Dion will go on to do great things at the university, at Colorado University, bro. Mark my words. I guarantee you, when we have another episode, I'm gonna kill you on this because Dion greatness follows Dion. He's used to winning. He will not
Absolutely.
accept anything less. He is used to
Showtime.
winning.
All right.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Not
Oh, yeah, prime
Showtime.
time. I said Showtime. Oh, God, I
Prime
messed that up.
time. He's
Ooh.
Coach Prime, bro. Come on, he's that.
I get it. I
And
get it.
he has 5-star athletes. He's setting records in the spring, getting 5-star athletes to commit to Colorado. It's been 20 years since they had 5-star athletes. So, bro, I'm proud of him. I'm a Colorado I'm a Colorado fan right now. I swear to God, bro. And I've never rooted for Colorado a day
Ever in your life.
He's done more for Colorado than Russell Wilson has for Denver.
That's a whole nother subject. All right, so that's a wrap for that first topic. Right. Let's switch it up. Let's talk about some politics. You said you wanted to talk about politics today. Well, talk to me. What's on your mind?
Well, so politics is like we're in a political season right now. We're talking about the president of the United States. Joe Biden is doing a terrible job. Even though my mom would probably kill me if she heard me say this.
Heard you saying this, yeah.
Oh yeah, like she votes Democrat blindly. You know what I mean? But he's doing a terrible job. Gas prices are through the roof. Inflation is through the roof. The Breakfast Club had a interview with Larry Elder and Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, is he Indian? Right. I think you might. I'm impressed with you because I was about to Google both of them. So yeah, is he? I can't. What is it? What's his first name?
Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek. Vivek Ramaswamy.
V-I what?
Vivek or V-A.
Okay, I see it.
V-E-K. And he's a conservative. He's of Indian descent.
Oh, he's Indian. Okay, cool.
But he's born and raised here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's an American.
He's definitely American. But he went on a Breakfast Club, man, and they were not prepared for either one of these guys. Now, Larry Elder, who's like 72, 73, he's a black conservative, and he's always like, people say he's a coon. But Vivek, they man.
Oh yeah, Larry Elder. Okay, yeah. Okay.
When you look at Vivek, he's when you look in the comments of the Breakfast Club, man, they ate him up in the Breakfast Club. Like Charlemagne, it was a lady on there.
It's all right if you don't remember. Just
Teslin, Figaro. Teslin Figaro. She's like she goes on Fox News every now and again. She's like, she says she's an independent, but she's not. Like you can tell where her politics lie. And right. Man, they badgered the man, and it made me kind of like say, hey, look, I think I'm a vote Republican. I really don't vote like that. I'm really not an avid voter, but after hearing that,
you should vote.
Should I?
You should. I feel like
Why?
people who don't vote don't have a right to complain.
I feel like people that don't vote have a right to complain because I didn't vote the fucker that you put in there. And
Yeah,
I
but that's
and
but you didn't participate in the process. You
right,
want to come out
but
and complain about this or that, and to be totally honest with you, if you really want things around you to change, you got to vote in the smaller uh uh elections as well. You know, your DAs, your governors, your state representatives, all
I
that. You
think
know what I'm
those are
saying?
more. Now I
It,
do agree with you on that.
not,
They are
and I'll be
more
honest with you,
important.
with those, I don't necessarily vote for those ones. So,
They
you
they're
know, so I'm
more
not.
important,
They
but
are
I
in some
think
ways.
I got the George Carlin type of mindset when it comes to voting. Like I do have a right to criticize because I didn't vote the asshole that you're complaining about. You voted that asshole in there, so like I would rather not even participate and just talk about the people that are voted in because
Kodak, that is the so
he
you just want to be a fucking complainer but do nothing about it.
that's
That's
not
kind
true
of what you're
because
saying. It kind of
I
it
don't think
is.
my one vote is going to make bit much of a difference.
But that mentality right there is why the black and brown people might lose in elections and don't get in the person that they are looking for, because everybody has that kind of mindset, like, oh, my
But
one
I'm
vote ain't gonna make a
but I'm
difference.
a
It
bit of
does
a
make a difference.
conspiracy theorist, so
Oh God, not
that's
that.
kind of like I reserve the right to be a conspiracy theorist
Oh
also.
yeah, that's fine.
And
I
so
enjoy those.
yeah, I just feel like what I just think because I don't like to feel. I just think
I like that. I
I
like that.
I don't like I like to think instead of feeling because I think feelings is different. But I I think that um when you vote a certain person in, like I don't think it's I think right wing, left wing, same bird, same dirty bird.
It is
You know
oh,
what I
very
mean?
much. Listen,
So
politicians are usually 90% of them are millionaires. 90% of all their kids go to the same schools. They eat at the same places. They go on
right,
vacation at the same spots. They get the same jets
right,
and all. They're just like, you know, it's the same job. They're all the same cutout cardboard representatives, and they argue about their
cookie cutter,
ideology. Right. Yeah,
cookie
yeah, the
cutter.
cookie. That's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah, but they argue about ideology and this, that, the blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they're all. I can't relate to either one of them, right?
Not at all.
Um, and sometimes I don't think I'm either one, right? Because I don't necessarily, I like to think for myself and make up my own decisions about how I feel about certain things, But
Well, my
I,
my
I
thing. Go ahead.
I like Charlemagne. I think Charlemagne is usually on top of his shit when it comes to politics. Gotta
I
go
would
back
love for you to
watch. I
watch
gotta go
this.
watch
Yes,
those. Yeah, I gotta
please,
watch. Maybe they weren't as ready
please.
as he has been in the past.
Either interview.
So they
They
attacked.
they
They
stumped
kind of
them.
attacked both of them.
Uh,
They
they
tried.
they they badgered them. I don't think attack. What's another word for this? More severe than attack.
Ridiculed. They
Well,
not ridiculed.
whatever the word is, that's what they did, and I just didn't like how they
Like
kind
they
of
didn't
like
even give him a chance, kind of thing.
not at all. And then it was like he asked him a question like, "Have you had your nigga wake up call?" To Larry Elder, and he was like, "Have you ever had a nigga wake up call?" And Larry Elder like, "What is that?" He said, "Well, it's a um a moment where a black man
A
has
reminder that he's black
a
in America.
reminder to paraphrase a reminder that he's black." And he was like, and Larry Elder hit him with a haymaker right in the gut. He was like, "Well, I think you should have had a nigga wake up call when Joe Biden came in here and told you if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you're
They
not
black.
black."
Right. I remember
Which
that.
is true. Like, how dare you
I
come?
think yes.
How dare you come in here and tell me how to think as a black man? If I want to vote for Trump, I vote for Trump. If I want to vote for you, I vote for you. But you don't have a right to tell me
Nah.
who to vote for or how to vote. And
It's
I'm not black
unfair.
if I don't.
Right.
You
I
know,
think it's unfair to put
free
anyone
Trump,
in a
by the way.
box. I think it's unfair to say just because you're black, you have to think a certain way, or you have to vote a certain way, or you have to agree with the rest of the consensus of what, like, if the majority of black people feel like this, then you being a black man, then you got to go over here. And if you're not, you're Uncle Tom, you're a sellout, you're this, you're that. I don't think that's fair. I think human beings, we're all allowed to be individuals and all that and have our own opinions on things. You know what I'm saying? So I do
And the
agree with
numbers
that
don't
part.
add up. We've been voting Democrat for the last 50, 60 years, and we're not in a different spot. Like there's no progress democratically. As you know, like I say, but I think it's blame on both sides. So I don't think either side is particularly for black people in particular. Like, I just don't think that.
Yeah, I don't think either side is definitely for the black, brown, and then at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, at its core, it's greed and money, right? It's the lobbyists. It's like money, 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 money is the prime culprit what is the root of evil, or the decision maker in politics. It's money. It's money, 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 greed, money, 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 money. I always to this day, what's his name? The little guy, Ben. No, not Ben.
Little guy.
The little guy that tried to run but he didn't make it. He's always talking about free healthcare, this and that. Bernie Sanders, bro. That is my guy. I like Bernie, bro. And I get it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, Bernie's ideas. And
it's not going to work.
I like Bernie.
Not in the capitalist society, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. He be in there like, man, let's cut out the lobby and stuff, all this money shit. People should have been like, no, we can't do that. Why? Because I'm going to lose my mansion. I need to have millions and millions of dollars. Bernie in there like, man, it's all greed and all this shit. I like Bernie, though. I like Bernie's message. I like what he stands for. In the
capitalist society, I think the capitalist society has we're already, it's on cruise control. So it's not going to work.
We can't go back,
what
right?
He's saying, he's more of a socialist, like free this.
See, we can't use that word. I get it. Socialist. Yeah, but it's socialist, like when you say that, just because the man wants to give everybody free healthcare, other countries give free healthcare, and I get it. The argument, if you make it free, then it'll be shitty. Doctors won't want to work. People won't come here anymore to get great medical services because it'll be free, and once it goes free, it'll be crap, right? And that's the argument I hear from some people. But I don't know. I think his ideas. Yes, you might say, oh, they lean a little socialist, but that's just an excuse that they use because pharmaceutical companies want to keep making money.
Socialist countries who do this that are failing at doing this.
That's not necessarily true. There are countries that have free. No, not all of them. There are countries that have free free healthcare for
Cruz.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a fact. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if it's a fact.
So somebody has researched it. You don't judge anything in life by the minority times things happen. You judge it by the majority. The majorities of socialist countries that have used this business model are failing in that business model. It does not work. It sets up people to be in a dependent mindset
on the government.
Which,
did you grow up on welfare? Did you grow up on welfare? I grew up on welfare. My mom got food stamps.
Did you grow up on? I definitely did. And my mom got on it and got off of it.
And got off it, exactly.
I don't agree with the Lyndon B. Johnson approach of welfare. I think it has hurt the black community.
I think in some ways, yes. I think it was in a lot of ways it was created to keep them under check, keep them satisfied with the minimum.
I think it destroyed the black family. When you think about the black family before the 65 Civil Rights Act, we were the most married. We did.
A lot of people argue these things that you're bringing up. You sound very Republican a little bit with some of these comments you're making, which is fine. You're entitled to. I'm not saying it's a bad or a good thing.
Hey,
there are some people that will argue a lot of this stuff that you're bringing up.
Most people before the 65 Civil Rights Act were Republican. Even the most revered man that we idolize to this day, Reverend Martin Luther King, was a conservative. He was not a Democrat. He also warned you about the liberal white Democrat. So he did. And before he died, he said, "I've led my people into a burning building." That's what I did by preaching what I like. He was a conservative, bro. Most black people before 65 were conservative Republicans. Most black
Yeah,
people.
I mean, and then it also they tend to be very religious as well too. Now,
Of
my
course.
argument is when we're talking politics, right? When we're talking politics, and you
Okay.
bring up if the candidate brings up the Bible or God and Jesus in his speech, I'm done. I'm done.
Why?
Because if you're gonna base your opinions on society and what laws you're gonna make per the Bible, I'm outie. That's absolutely ridiculous because you're talking about faith.
No,
It
no,
should
no.
have
I'm not challenging you. I agree. Go
because in
ahead.
politics, because we're talking about a society of people who might not have the same faith beliefs that you have. So don't bring up the Bible, don't bring up Jesus, don't bring up God. Don't bring that up. We're talking about rules and regulations that are for society as a whole of people. Religion and politics should never blend. It should never mix. Ever. Ever. Now, you know me,
Well,
I'm not very religious at
I
all,
have a
right? I was saying politics and religion should never be mixed, ever.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to separate. To me, it's kind of hard to separate if you base like in God we trust. If you like a lot of the things that the country is kind of like
built on.
Based on, no, not built on, but like surrounded by, like, you have a lot of people that are in that kind of religiously, like, religion is it's a touchy subject for
But that's
me,
exactly my point.
because
That's why I shouldn't be involved in politics. Like when you're writing laws for all of us in America, and you should not like, oh well, the Bible says this, or God wouldn't. Like when it comes to abortion, like do not bring up the Bible. Like that's just, or it comes to like execution of another person, or when it comes to just like gay marriages or anything. Like it's just, if I'm listening to a politician and he bases his decision that he's gonna make off what the Bible says, you have 100% lost me. I'm out. That's just me. I just don't think, it just don't,
Yeah.
and then you have all these different religions. We have freedom of religion. So it's just like, you can tell me what you think is wrong or right, but don't tell me what the Bible says and that's what's influencing your decision. Well, I mean, you're entitled to say that, but for me, if I hear you say that, I'm out. I'm out.
I can agree with that.
But I do feel like you had some good points, and this election is coming up. Or just to wrap this thing up a little bit, are you going to be voting for Trump?
I will.
You will, because he's probably, the way it's looking, he's probably going to be the Republican candidate, unless all these indictments he has coming up might have.
And with that, let's focus on that right quick.
You want to continue
before we wrap it up? Let's focus on that right quick. So, Trump, if we believe the media perception of him, he's been in bed with mobsters, he's evaded taxes, he doesn't turn in his tax returns, all that. You mean to tell me, out of all of that, the only thing that they have to indict him on is voter shit?
Well, Georgia, the state, is suing him specifically, and all those other people, because they specifically said a lot of that stuff happened in Georgia. Now, even Fox News had to pay.
So I don't give a damn.
Tons of money to the company who made the voting.
I don't give a damn what state it is. Out of all the things, bro, look, I'm pretty sure that out of the 1,000,000 years that Trump has been living, that he has done something illegal, in money wise, or You mean
Right.
to
Well,
tell me
right.
out of all the years that he's been on Earth, the only thing that you have to indict him on is voter shit?
Well, Al Capone, who was a super big mobster, they got him on taxes, right? They couldn't get him on all the other crimes
Right.
he had
So they
committed. They
couldn't
got him on taxes.
so they can't get Trump on taxes. They can't get him on some something
Sexual harassment. They've tried. They've
sexual
tried. People have
harassment,
tried. People have tried.
all the things that he's done. Out of all the living that he's done and the money he's handled and been involved with, the only thing you can get him on is tax shit. I mean, not
Well,
tax shit.
no, not tax shit.
Voter
Yeah.
shit.
I mean,
Come on, man.
he to this day he's saying that the election was stolen and there was fraud. There were invalid votes that were counted. They were brought in late. A whole bunch of stuff,
He's
right?
using his American rights to criticize the system. There's no, I don't understand that. I don't. So hold up.
I think it's a little deeper than
Clinton
that. I think it's a little deeper. Yes, the whole
same exact thing. The
Oh my
same
God.
exact
Yo,
thing. That said
you
that when
be
she
watching Fox
lost,
News, don't you?
No, not at all.
For real?
That's crazy.
You sound like
That's
one of those
crazy
guys on Fox.
because I don't look. I don't listen to CNN, Fox, MSNBC.
Well, you got to be getting your information from
ON.
somewhere.
No. I listen to all of them, and then
You're
I
not
draw my
specific.
own conclusion. I don't listen to like Fox because I don't think the media is scripted. I do. I think
to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, I think
For sure.
it's certain things you can and cannot say.
Look. Here's my thing. Like, I'm not a big Trump fan, and the whole fake news thing, the media. Listen, before Trump, I used to criticize the media because if a young black kid committed a crime, they'd call him a thug and put his fucking face right dead in the middle. But if a Caucasian kid or a kid of another race committed that same crime, they'd be like, oh, this troubled young man, committed an atrocity. So like, they were quick to subjugate black and brown people for years, forever. You know what I'm saying? And now, so that same media is the one that he criticizes.
Someone has committed crime in my life. When I was committing crime, I was being a thug.
But my point was that's the same media that we talk about. That's the same media that
I'm just saying,
picks and chooses
for such a small demographic, for such a small number of society, we overrepresent in crime. For the majority of society, they underrepresent in crime. So me personally, when I was doing crime, I definitely was doing crime. Now that I have got my life together and said, fuck crime, except for now I have went through a recent deal where I feel like I'm kind of unfairly, like the criminal justice system has failed me.
Absolutely, the criminal
justice. I think
conspiracy. The stories go on and on. It's not even conspiracy because, like, it goes on and on. The malpractice, the judges,
I hone in on conspiracy because conspiracy is like a guess of. It's not like you don't have to have physical evidence.
Oh yeah. I feel you. It's more like
when the root of conspiracy is like they like wiretaps, like the FBI. They wiretapped Aretha Franklin, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, people like that. They wiretapped them, and then certain people. Fred Hampton. Like when I think of people like that were like just trying to liberate a people. They wasn't doing crime. Martin Luther King was a criminal, you know what I mean? But you tap his phone and you know what I'm saying? So when
there are rumors that he was having sex with underage girls.
Well, I don't know
Now,
about that.
there's a
It's
conspiracy
a
to saying that
rumor.
well, people started that rumor to try to ruin him, right? And then
Right.
other people
So
say that
so
it's not
I can't
necessarily.
unless you got a
But again,
underage
this is a
girl.
conspiracy, though. This is a
Right.
conspiracy, right? It's
So you
something
got
that
to
is
have an
brought up, right?
underage girl saying, "Hey, Martin Luther King tried to,
I think there was one
have
or two women who came out and said something about him, but
never heard
again,
of it."
that's neither here or there. There's
Where
also, have you ever heard about the Rosa Parks conspiracy? So Rosa Parks was not the first black woman to not get up from a seat. The first woman who did it had a child at a
I can believe
wedlock.
that.
The first woman to actually do it and make the news was this woman that was had a child at a wedlock, but some the black community or the black representatives at the time didn't want to make her the poster child for that movement because she
Because
had a
she
child
wasn't.
at a wedlock. So they're saying, so it's almost like Rosa Parks was asked to do it. She knew she was going to do it. It wasn't because they painted that she was just tired that day and she said, no more, I'm not taking it anymore. But anyway, but we're not going down that hole. All right, so let's wrap this thing up. With the politics and shit and all that other stuff. But I do feel so. Real quick, you will be voting for Trump. He's probably going to be the Republican candidate.
I will. I
Okay.
will. No. Really, it
That's fine. I
depends.
mean,
I like Vivek. I like Vivek Ramaswamy. I do. I like. I don't.
I
want
don't think.
any
I don't think any.
to-
Yeah.
So
I don't think
I
Trump's
think.
going to be the Republican candidate.
You
The
don't
way
think
it
so?
looks. No. Yeah. No. I
Well,
think
if he
if Trump gets out of these legal issues, like if they don't stop him
will,
from running, I think like he's ahead of in the polls like by an astronomical number.
right. If
As
and
far as
Vivek's a strong third. So
yeah, I heard him talk. I didn't mind him. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't mind him. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't mind him,
I didn't
bro.
necessarily
I think
again, I don't have to agree with everything, but I didn't from just hearing him speak. I didn't necessarily like hate him. I don't like. I like him more than what's his name, the previous vice president. What's his name?
who Pence.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, no, it's just if I
yeah,
had to pick between those that were on the stage, I'd probably go with that guy.
I think if Trump doesn't, then I will be a Vivek. I like him, and the reason why I don't want another, and I know this is gonna sound
old white man.
I don't want another old white man who doesn't identify with
at all. Right.
With me,
no, I
at
feel you.
all.
At least
Like,
this is
I
he's
would
a brown
love
man,
a person of color who's younger,
and to be in the Republican side of things. It could definitely be a barrier, break a barrier where here's this brown person who's a Republican.
I think you'll be surprised when I went, bro. And when I say I went through like a week worth of reading damn near every comment because I wanted to see the sentiment of people in the comments with the Breakfast Club interview for Larry Elder and Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, right. You saw a lot of people.
When I went through those comments, they were really on his side. They were really defending them, like saying the Breakfast Club was like down bad for like really.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in society right now with the movements, with the transgender, LGBTQ, with finances and the economy and unemployment and just like
there's a lot of economy.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, some of those things that are going on, like a lot of people are like, when you read comments under stuff like that on social media, you see a lot of sides. You see a lot of concern and people worried about this and that and all that stuff. So it's definitely a conversation we'll continue on a little bit later. But let's wrap the politics part of this segment. It's a wrap. I can't wait to put the clip of you saying HBCUs band wasn't shit.
The one I went to.
That's that clip. Clip of you saying that HBCU really ain't. I try.
It's not. It's
not. The one I'm gonna put.
Especially since I've been there. Like they're not, bro. If I show you Southern University, Texas Southern University, Jackson State University. If I show you their bands,
you're talking to somebody who, like, when the band comes on, I leave the room. Okay.
Really?
Give a fuck
That's
about no
unfortunate, bro. Bro, that's literally all my years of high school
I
and
know, I
college.
get it. I get it.
People,
JJ,
look,
JJ went
no,
to Acorn, Alcorn. He
who,
went to Alcorn. JJ went to
who,
Alcorn.
all right,
JJ went to Alcorn,
JJ,
and he was
yeah,
in the band. So he's like, oh, the band Alcorn.
the band, bro. Like that people, I came to watch the band. I ain't thinking about the game. A lot of
I
people
know.
don't come
Grambling
to
PV.
HBCUs when other people get up when it's halftime to go to the concession, bro.
It's during the
Black
game.
HBCUs, people sit down to watch
Down.
the halftime show. Then
Yeah.
after the game, they have a thing
Sorry,
called
that's
the
what-
fifth quarter.
Oh. Really?
So after the game, when 4 quarters is over, they have a thing called the fifth quarter. And the fifth quarter is the bands playing back and forth top
they kind
40s.
of like, oh yeah. When they play like popular
They
songs,
play
right?
top 40s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've seen that.
So and it's who sounds the best, who has the most showmanship. It's a big thing, bro. They
Now,
have
don't get me
Battle
wrong.
of
I love watching how like you guys you form shit, you make things, and like how like
you know nothing about
if
this.
you're sitting up top, you watch that, and you're like,
Just
oh look,
don't.
they made a rabbit. Oh look at that. Oh look, they made an airplane. Oh wow, look at that. It's a
That's
man
fucking
kicking a ball.
Goofy, bro. Oh, how goofy are you? Bro, they had a battle of the bands, stand music in Houston. They have it every year, battle of the bands, and it's damn near sold out every year.
What day is it? I want to make sure I'm not there that day.
No culture.
None. I know
no rhythm.
Fraternities, sororities, colleges. I didn't do none of that shit.
That's the white side of you.
That's not the white side. That's the street side of me.
Definitely
none
the
of my
white
niggas.
Side of you.
Niggas I went to school with do any of that
you
college
shit.
You would
be surprised.
No, I'm talking you where I'm from.
The most street niggas is in the band.
In the South. In the South.
No. Well, yeah,
not where I'm from. Not where I grew up.
The most street niggas are in the fucking band.
JJ tells me the same thing. He's like, Cruz, man, we was stuck out. We was this. I totally get it. But I'm just saying where I'm from.
Bro, when I went to Arkansas Pine Bluff, all we did was fight. That's it.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
We beat motherfuckers up at Arkansas Pine Bluff, man. I ain't bullshitting.
I believe it.
Bro, like it was really...
I never seen that till I moved here. I saw like thorough motherfuckers were like, yeah, I was in the band. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I was in the band. I was like, oh shit, you was in the band?
Yeah. You think, because when you think band, you think geek.
I do. Well, that's because again, what I experienced from that side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are there?
Yeah, because you're like a up north corny guy. Like it's corny up there.
That ain't nothing. No. I was gonna say
like corny,
the biggest.
like
but up north, what's the biggest HBCU? Like Howard? Is that like probably the biggest?
The biggest?
No. Up north though. Up north, is it like Howard? Is that what it is?
Howard.
Like, I don't know. Is there any other ones up
Howard
north
would
that are
be,
big?
yeah, Howard.
I was thinking like Howard, right? Like
Howard would be the standard.
My stepsister went to Howard, right? She was like, she was like a dork. She was a really smart girl, but like no niggas I grew up with in Pittsburgh, like in my hood, man, nobody went to college. Nobody was in sororities.
At Carter, you did not come to the band hall. You did not. If you were not in the band,
you didn't go.
Get your ass beat up. Fucking around with the. I'm telling you, bro. Like.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
I believe it. I believe you.
Anyway,
okay. All right. Calm down now. Please don't hit me with a flute or anything.
Ask Steve Nice. Ask him.
Listen, take your saxophone.
I don't play saxophone.
All right.
No,
whatever. What did you play?
Brass. Tuba.
Oh, you played tuba? Is that the one?
The big motherfucker.
Oh, the round one?
Yeah, big motherfucker with the round shit up on top.
Sheesh.
Tuba, baritone, trumpet, trombone. I played them all.
Are you trumpet too?
I played 6 different instruments.
Now I'll be honest. My mom made me play some instruments. I played the violin.
Like the
I played the bass. The doom 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 doom.
I played the cello.
I played the violin. I think I tried the cello a little bit, but cello's a little smaller, right? Cello's a little smaller than the bass, right?
You're like a triangle type of guy.
No, I didn't do triangle. I played, and listen, I played the violin for a little bit. I played the bass or the cello. I think it was a little bit of both. And then I also tried the French horn for a little bit, which hated. I hated all of it. I mean, I did
I
it. I
never.
remember I used to know how to read music a little bit, and I did a little bit, but
Well,
I didn't
I
stick
never.
to any of it. Mm-mm.
Ask Steve Nice about Carter. He's a Carter
Nigga,
alumni.
I
So
know I hear the stories
yeah,
about
yeah,
Carter,
he's one of the best to come out of Carter. So ask Steve
Carter.
Nice about the Carter
Listen,
Dallas Carter
listen,
band, bro.
listen, listen.
The CC.
All you need to know is that
You lucky I didn't wear my
Steelers have
fucking
6 Super Bowls.
Carter Cowboy shorts today, man. Oh man, I'm telling you.
Yo, all right, y'all. That's a wrap. Your boy Jay Cruz got the homie.
Hey, Kodak 3D, man. Hit me up at Kodak 3D on Instagram.
That's right.
Don't hit me up on Clubhouse. I'm getting the fuck off of Clubhouse. This shit
Are
is,
you?
bro,
You're done?
toxic.
Toxic. Toxic. I heard.
It's
Damn,
just
you was
getting
trying.
crazier and
Getting
crazy. I
bad.
was an advocate for Clubhouse, bro. I
I know
probably
you was
get
trying to
I
get
get
me on it.
on and off. I get on and off. But it's just toxic as fuck, bro. It's
Maybe we
like
should start our own, and we can
we
control
should.
it. We'll control it.
We can
Mm,
control it. Like we should do like a new artist type of thing or some shit.
yeah,
You know
something
what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Just
Yeah, where
like
the toxicity levels ain't gonna go up too high.
yeah. And we can kind of moderate that shit because
All right,
right now it's some bullshit. Like
all right,
for
all
real.
right. So tell them again what your Instagram is.
Kodak 3D. Kodak 3D. KODAAK 3D. Hit my boy up J Cruz at J Cruz on air.
That's right. That's JK. You see the blank right there? JK.
JK.
RUZ on air _ J _ Cruz
Yes, sir.
on TikTok. That's right, because we cruising.
Hey,
This has
effing
been.
around podcast.
That's
We're
right.
effing around. We just fucking around, man. Y'all
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
around with us, man. Hit us up on YouTube, Spotify. We're
All
on
that.
most streaming platforms. Fuck with us, man. Like we
Yeah, yeah.
you
And
know, it's
listen,
a growing podcast.
I would say when the next episode is gonna come out, but there's no point because we just
We
be
don't
fucking
know.
around.
Yeah, we don't know. We just, we do this shit when we feel like it,
Shit.
which is no pressure. You know what
No
I mean?
pressure.
We just fucking around, man.
That's why
No
we gave it
pressure.
the title. That's why we gave it
Right,
that title.
right.
Adios, amigos. Till next time.
I got something real for your ass in these hands.
TJ, you weigh in on the track.
I got something real for your ass in these hands.
TJ, you weigh in on the track.